29th #1 album. You know what I mean? I mean, how do you do that? Yeah, think about it. Just a monster, just a monster. So here we go. Excuse me. 2, 3, and 4. Let's go ahead and start 10, 11, and 12. And we're focusing on just tone shaping, you know, just tone shaping. Sometimes we focus on minimal, efficiency picking. Sometimes we focus on, moving the fret hand a little less than we did the day before. What can we do to fully control each and every little thing that we do? But today we're talking about tone production. And I'm really working on my right hand, but your picking hand could be either hand. And if you haven't noticed yet, I am streaming mirrored, so I'm not actually a lefty, but it is unfortunately the only way I can stream really easy in the morning. This will all change in the next probably few weeks. As we prepare ourselves, we tighten up the belt and lace up those boots. And you know how when you're climbing a hill, you have a pattern, a lace pattern, where you're tying your laces a certain way for ascending the hill, and then another certain way of tying the patterns with double cross, double arc, for descending the hill. This is just another approach to, the guitar, where we can control the flavors of which, we're building an ice cream sundae, and I want that to be like rich and hot and smooth chocolate over the top. Let's say we're a little light on the fruitiness, and we've just got a really rich, dense hot chocolate or hot cocoa or hot chocolate sauce on the top. That's really what I'm looking for, these really round, thick tones from my picking hand. And a little bit of that does have to do with the approach on the fretboard. The way we touch it, when we touch the fretboard, the way we place the fingers, where we place the fingers. So actually, we're really focusing on both limbs at the same time. Hey, Jack. Oh, plus listen to him teaming up with Beth Hart. Okay, cool. Watch Joe smile when he sings. I'll tell you what a beautiful, beautiful guitar player. Just the skill, and he's got, I can't really do it on this guitar, but he's got these lines where he'll, the same, those typical blues rolls, but he'll like bend and then release the bend and shift positions and then reinitiate a bend and then reach the gold tone of the phrase. Just really inspired and tasty playing that actually transitions from one position of the pentatonic situation to the next, which we've been working on together for some time now. So we're going to really enjoy this session when it drops. All right, so let's go ahead and fingers 1 and 2 and 4. We're going to try to keep up with the where we find ourselves in the space of, we're almost to the top of the hour, and so I want to be closer to the 1, 2, 3, 4s by the time we get to the top of the hour. So we're just omitting a couple of things here and there. As we proceed into 2026, we're going to start working a little bit more on our scalar approaches. We're going to work a little bit more on relying on having that PDF binder for the morning ritual for guitar growth, official PDF binder. We want to have that all pretty much internalized by the time we hit the ground running in January. Because this is really going to shift gears, and I don't want to terrify anybody. I really don't want to terrify anybody, but we are going places. So you know, what is it? Thinkorswim, that software, that day trading software, TOS. Thinkorswim, yeah, great. If you're into day trading, that's where to be. Fingers 1 and 3 and 4. All right, 9, 11, and 12, and you can tell we're just hitting it this morning. We are cruising right along. We're in the convertible Cadillac, you know, the pink Cadillac, cruising like we're in 66. We're going through the desert somewhere, and roof's off, and we are just cruising. Wide open spaces, just stretching right out, exploring what the car has for a ride. Gotta fix this neck on the guitar a little bit. I guess we need a little bit of setup. Either that, maybe I'm asking too much, but do you ever trade off? Like, I like to trade off for low action on some guitars. I trade off low action for, you know, volume. You know, so if I want to play smooth and easy, I'll lower the strings more on certain guitars, and knowing that if I give it too much gas, they're gonna bite. They're gonna kind of like choke out on me. This guitar does that to me a little bit because this is one of the guitars that I have set for lower action. Right. So I put the Mayor, Trucks, and Joe doing licks. Oh man. Have you seen, Joe was recently on Mr. Beato's channel too. Have you seen that? Just really remarkable stuff. Persian scale. Blue was it? What's that? That's some Blues for Allah uses that scale. Great request. For nylon strings, you need a classical guitar, or am I wrong? Well, that's a great question. You know, you want that cypress. You want that sort of like forgiving top, I think. You know, it's a different sort of bracing pattern too. This is all like X bracing, and then you ask Jill, like all of these bracings here are way different for the spruce, and then so Mr. Martin figured out that he needed to like improve. The classical guitar uses fan bracing, so the bracing on the top goes like this, and then the tension on the strings is a lot less than the greater tension of these steel strings. So C.F. Martin, when he figured out how to basically help the guitar not turn into it, the guitar wants to turn into a taco, do you know what I mean, under all of that tension. Sort of like living an adult life in the 21st century, you know what I mean? It's, you know, the fact that we're not walking around like looking like tacos bent over with all the stress is somewhat of a story in itself, isn't it? But it's it is a different bracing system, and so you might not get the resonance and the durations and the, and sustains that you want out of putting, nylon strings on a steel string guitar. So they're definitely two separate constructions altogether. I believe, that's what I believe, and that's what I've been led to believe. And through probably, a few years of research, but I don't know. You never know where people are getting their news from anymore, it's like, geez, I thought you were intelligent, I thought you were a smart person. Oh boy. So I don't know, I think that's basically, it's a construction issue, right? So let's go ahead and take a look back at fingers 1 and 2, 3, and 4, and we're at the top of the hour exactly right now, so perfect timing for 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 33 people watching, and if you each smash that like button or double tap your screen, we'd have, a lot more likes. And that's one simple way that you could, sort of be charitable this morning. You can help us out, help a brother guitar player out, and smash that like button. Yeah. I thought about putting a little change jar out too, but I don't know how that would work. Flip pennies at your phone, maybe. Hey Stan, good morning. Thanks for yesterday's tip. I've listened to my first Maybelle Carter song ever. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. While we're here in open position. Song. We'll come back to it and revisit that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and finish up the 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll jump right back to the top of the sequence. Nylons would make your guitar sound warmer and fuller of tone. Oh, do you use nylons on your steel string rig? Or do you have a specific nylon string guitar? True, but I'm sure you can get away with using nylon on steel string if you're just starting out and you only have one guitar. That makes sense, right? Use what you got. Right. Yeah. Unroll the pack from your shirt sleeve and share. Never talk politics with my dog, and we get along great. What's funny is that I was thinking that the other morning. I'm like, man, what a beautiful dog he is. He just sits there in the early morning, the wee hours, and he's just like up on the. We have a little doggy recliner for us, We've got 2 setups, one for the early black and white, one for the early tri-tip sable. Murphy's kind of hanging out with me in the morning, doing the 4-finger stretch. And